Hello, and welcome to my first book critique. Hello Lighthouse by Sophie Blackall is a historical fiction picture book. This picture book focuses in fun, colorful ways on what life would be like in a lighthouse. Everywhere from taking care of the lighthouse to measuring and to tracking the weather to what even family life would be like in a lighthouse. The first activity I chose for this is focused on second grade science. Now, the main goals that we focus on here are measuring wind, understanding why we have certain weather, and tracking weather. Within this activity, students will work on their own to research areas where there are lighthouses and track the weather in those areas over several days or several weeks. So this is a bigger project. But during that time, students will also be creating visuals such as infographics, videos, or even just pictures with headings to demonstrate why we have different weather and different ways to track it. Once they have gathered all this information, they're going to compile it in a visual, virtual book, which will be their lighthouse log. Now, students can get as creative as they want, and they can even create a little background story to what their life is like in the lighthouse. But students will also have to incorporate the different tools we use to track weather, as well as the different weather that they tracked over the several days or several weeks. So once students create these books, they'll be presented to the school. They could also be shared on social media and possibly even shared with the meteorologists from the different areas that they chose. The second lesson is focused on second grade math. And the goals of this lesson are to understand how to measure, comparing lengths, and using line plots. Students will begin this lesson by working on their own to create 3 different lighthouses of different lengths. Then they will get in groups of 2 or 3 and measure all the lighthouses in their group. Once they've done that, they'll compare the lengths of the lighthouses and put their findings on a line plot. Finally, students will take all the information that they have found and create a video demonstrating that information as well as how they've discovered it. These videos can be posted on a class math blog. So here's a picture of 3 lighthouses that I created with materials offhand, as well as an image of me using Screencast-O-Matic to create a video with my line plot. Dave the Potter, Artist, Poet, Slave by Laban Hill is a biography, which is also a picture book. So Dave was actually a real life person who was in slavery. This book goes through some of his life and some of the works that he created. It also shows how he would put different historical events and poems onto his works that he created. Thank You, Sarah, The Woman Who Saved Thanksgiving by Laurie Anderson doesn't itself have an award, but its author has won the Golden Kite and the Reader's Choice. Now, this book is a very colorful, pictureful depiction of how Thanksgiving came about. It's also a way of showing students that they can really make a difference if they try. Sarah never gave up on trying to make things that she believed in happen, and in the end, it all worked out. Song and Dance Man by Karen Ackerman is a colorful, fun depiction of this grandpa who used to be on the stage and shares his memories of what life was like before television with his grandchildren. A Giraffe and a Half, again, does not have its own book award, but Shel Silverstein, its author, has had many, many awards given to him. This book is a poetic way of telling kids what it would be like if you stretched a giraffe another half, and he just gathered all these crazy weird things. Nana in the City by Lauren Castillo is a fun story of a boy who goes to visit his grandmother in the city and how she helps him to overcome his fear of the city and realize that it's really a wonderful place for a grandmother to live and for him to visit. Officer Buckle and Gloria is a good story of not only the importance of following the rules, but also of the importance of friendship and never leaving your friend behind. Freedom in Congo Square is a book about what life was like for slaves in New Orleans. Goes through their week in a very poetic way and shows what it was like to have Sundays off as their only real day of freedom.